Hey everyone, Jets Takeoff here. Today I want to talk about what I think is going to happen day one of the draft. We hold pick number 2 and pick number 23, and I have a few thoughts and predictions of what I think will happen come Thursday night. Alright, so hear me out. First off, I just want to talk about the number 2. Not that much to say, but I do think that the pick will be in pretty quickly because we've seen in the past years with McCagnon's draft where he will let the clock bleed down to around 2 or 1 minute and then he'll pick the player. Joe Douglas knows who he wants. Mike LaFleur knows who he wants to. I think the pick will be in within 2 minutes. Fields and Wilson, they're both great quarterbacks, but I definitely know that there is one quarterback that they are honed in on and who they think will be the franchise quarterback. Whoever it is, it doesn't matter because the pick will still come in relatively quickly, and it's not going to be that suspenseful. Well, it will be suspenseful, but waiting that long, it's not going to happen, and we're going to get it over with, and we're going to see who the franchise guy is. And we're not trading down from number 2. I think that idea was potentially in play when Sam was on the team still, but now that's not going to happen. But this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. I think with our 23rd overall pick, I think we could very well trade down come draft day. I believe it was Green Bean who said something about this on one of his streams or something, and I started to process it, and I totally think it will happen now that I think about it. In addition to the 23rd overall pick, we also have 34. Those picks are pretty close to each other. We have a lot in the first 40 picks, and then if you look at the rest of the draft, it's kind of spread out, and we're top loaded to where we get our pick in the top of each round, but then we have to wait until the entire next round to get another player. So I think Joe Douglas, there's definitely some guys he wants in the later rounds, and he did mention in his press conference that he was starting the groundwork to kind of do a trade up. And a lot of people are going to think, oh, he's trading up in the first round. He wants to get Elijah Vera Tucker or something. But honestly, I doubt that. I think it's more of a late round trade up because I think the later rounds provide a lot more value, and he doesn't have to give up as many draft picks to move up in the later rounds as he would, say, if we were trying to move all the way from 23 to pick 16 or something like that. So I think it's a very good chance of us trading down because it will help us in the long-term future. It will help us in this draft to get more depth and quality players who could be developed over time. And I think that it's also smarter because since we're getting picks for next year, presumably, if we do trade down from 23 overall, I think it would help a lot more because our team, it's going to be a lot closer to the Super Bowl window next year once the quarterback is in play, once all the defense kind of starts to piece together, once we know who's going to stay here, who's not going to stay here. Because then we'll have to trade up in the first round because our Super Bowl window will be tighter. So then we have to get guys on rookie contracts and immediate impact day one players. And how do we do that? We trade up through the draft. And how do we do that? It's with the picks that Joe Douglas acquires. So that's what I think will happen. It makes a lot of sense. But if it's not pick 23, it will be pick 34. It's going to be one of those two. It makes too much sense for Joe Douglas not to do that, just so that he can get his pickings of who he wants in the later rounds and also have a strategical advantage in next year's draft after he sees the team that he's built around this year. So I think that's what's going to happen in this draft. The clock could run a little bit. He's going to field calls, but if there is not a right offer, he won't accept it. It has to be fair for him to do it. Otherwise, I think he will go with his player, but I feel like a team will definitely have their eyes on a player, and they'll call us because they know that we'll be open to trading down since we already got our quarterback. So let me know what you guys think about this. I'm so excited for draft day. I bet you all are too. Man, we're so close. I'm going to try and get a video out each day. So if you guys have anything you want me to talk about, leave it down in the comments. I really appreciate all the support and you just watching the video if you stuck through this all. I actually recorded this before, but it was on time lapse, so I had to do this all over again. But anyways, I like making these videos. I like talking Jets. Man, so I'm just so excited. But anyways, I'll catch you all in the next one.